Welcome to the conference tournament. I'm back with Dronis. CCS Season 5 has entered postseason play. Dronis, now it's time to talk. Win or go home, survive and advance.
Yeah, I mean, it's always incredible to get into conference tournaments, getting into postseason play after non-conference, after conference play. This is where it gets nitty-gritty. These are where tournaments happen. These are where teams can advance even further, improve their seeding going into the national bracket. And for a lot of teams, we mentioned it last night, this might be their last chance at trying to get into that final 64 team bracket.
That it might be. And again, this is a big night. Big Ten has 3 quarterfinal games kicking off. I'm waiting to fix this scene so I can show the bracket on stream really fast while we're sitting here talking. But I mean, I can't show us going tonight. Thoughts on what we kind of can expect as I'm showing the graphic right about now?
I mean, we're expecting a lot of close matches. I think that's the biggest hope that we're expecting. Obviously, starting off with the 1 seed versus the 8 seed, Purdue versus Penn State. Purdue, I mean, they have been, hanging about the top of the Big Ten for so long. This is their second season of conference play back-to-back where they've gone a perfect 8-0. I don't know if you know this, Isha. In conference play, Purdue, since them joining CCS back in Season 3, they are 20-1 in conference play matches, earning themselves another 1 seed. Penn State, they've had a bit of a rougher season this season, coming in as the 8 seed, just sneaking into the conference tournament. They have a lot of potential, as we know, but Purdue are on the right track.
At 20-1 and then 3-2 in postseason play with losses to Nebraska historically in Season 3 and Indiana in the Big Ten tournament final last season. So they've got a lot of experience playing in Big Ten tournament action and in the regular season, being 20-1. That one lone regular season loss, I honestly don't know who it is to. I don't remember who beat them, but it might have been Indiana last season. Or it had to have been season. No, it was Season 3 because they were perfect last season.
Yeah, no, they were perfect as well. Back in Season 3, it was, I believe. Oh boy, I'm scratching. It was Indiana back in Season 3 as well. I believe the Hoosiers swept them in Season 3. So Indiana kind of always had their number.
Well, moving along after this, we'll get to UCLA, the 4 seed taking on 5th seed of Maryland, and then we'll end. That's our last game. After this, Michigan State, the 2 seed taking on 7th seed Rutgers, who beat the Spartans earlier on in the year.
Yeah, coming into this season, coming into CCS Season 5, Michigan State, that main roster being a huge addition to Big Ten, and everyone thought they were going to be the number 1 team. They stumbled a little bit. I mean, first week of conference play getting swept by the Scarlet Knights was a pretty huge development that I don't think you or I or really anyone was expecting, and that was a huge win for Rutgers. It helped get them to that 7th place spot, maybe even a spot in the national championship tournament. We'll have to see how they perform in this one, but I mean, they have their work cut out for them. I don't think the Spartans are going to let that kind of thing happen again.
I mean, I don't think so either. I feel like beating the Spartans is a tall order. I mean, Purdue is undefeated, but again, how far can the Boilermakers go in a best-of-7 with Michigan State, Jonas? It's a tall order, and we'll see the Spartans go head-to-head with the Scarlet Knights or Rutgers later on in the evening, and I'm excited to see what happens tonight. I think all 3 of these games honestly could go either way. I mean, Rutgers did beat Michigan State earlier on in the year, so you can't knock them out, but again, we expect Michigan State to have total control tonight.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. I think the higher seeds in the first 2 matchups, they have the advantage. I mean, Purdue being undefeated, I think, you look at the favorites, I think they should be able to take down Penn State, but you never know. Michigan State being the team that they are, think they should be able to get their revenge versus Rutgers, but you never know. We were caught off in week 1 of conference play. You never know. UCLA, Maryland, that's another interesting one to look at. Maryland, I mean, historically, have been a really solid team in the Big Ten. They stumbled a little bit this season. UCLA have done better than we have seen before, and they might just take over that spot. I'm really intrigued to see how the Bruins perform against the Terps. I think that's probably my favorite matchup of the night.
Yeah, that 4-5 game, another rematch from regular season play where UCLA stunned Maryland. That was kind of that first really big conference test. They played an easier schedule, then ran into Maryland and thought, okay, here's the test for UCLA. Can they prove that they're perfect record is not fraudulent. They go into Maryland, take down the Terrapins, and remain undefeated. They did end up losing, though, to Michigan State, and I believe one other loss as well was added on. I don't remember who it was to, but they got past that first test. They were a 4 seed, the highest seed UCLA has ever seen here in CCS postseason play.
Yeah, I believe their 2 losses to end the season were Michigan State and Ohio State. They lost to the Buckeyes as well. I mean, it's just kind of been a really weird season for UCLA. I mean, again, it's really cool to see them being at the 4 seed, the highest seed they've been able to achieve, over teams like Maryland, over teams like Rutgers, like Penn State, Ohio State, and Nebraska. I mean, if you asked me to see that at the beginning of the season, I would not have been able to predict it, but they're here. And I'm excited to see if they're here to play.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing in the lobby right now?
I just what I miss.
Nitrous is not here.
Uh-oh.
They don't have their third. They don't have their third player in the lobby yet, so we don't know who the third to expect. But right now, Fahad and Mafia in the lobby. I know Kiliak's is streaming, so it has to be Kiliak's. That means there's no Nitrous on the floor for Penn State tonight.
And that'll make it a little bit tougher for Penn State. Definitely, obviously, Nitrous is an incredible player. We all know this. I mean, I remember one of the biggest debates last season was, who is the best individual player in CCS, and Nitrous was one of the favorite names that came out. But it looks like we're not going to be seeing him. It looks like it will be Mafia, Fahed, and Kiliak for Penn State, and that's going to make things a little bit tougher for the Nittany Lions, but we'll see if this trio is able to work through it.
Just got some results. Ball State knocks off Miami, Ohio 3-0 in the first round of the MAC tournament. Ball State avoiding an upset early on. The 2 seed advances. They'll play the winner of Central Michigan or Bowling Green next week in the semifinal. Jordan Slayer's ready. See on the field, game 1. Purdue with a 1 seed takes on 8 seed Penn State.
Yeah, we'll see if Purdue are able to stay undefeated through the Big Ten Conference this season. I would expect them to, but Penn State, they can be tricky. We'll see if the Nittany Lions are able to swipe it from them. As, Purdue, they're still looking for their first Big Ten Conference tournament title. They've fallen short both seasons so far in season 3 and 4. We'll see if season 5 is the run for the Boilermakers.
We'll have to wait and see how the night goes in this first round showing. And again, you come into the playoffs without your best player for Penn State. Where's Nitrous at? He's been your key player all season, and he's missing in the biggest moment.
I mean, it's hard to say, but Penn State, regardless, they're going to have to try and push through. We might look for details later on, Nation, but for right here, right now, it's Kiliak's Mafia and Fahed repping things for PSU, and Purdue, they're just going to be looking to do business as usual.
And it is. We'll see if Penn State can spark some energy tonight, Jonas, and make this series at least interesting. If Fahed will find goal 1.
Got a little bit of help from Kiliak, and then just in net, there's nothing really Enchanted can do from this range. Tried to swipe it away in time, couldn't make the cut quick enough, and Penn State are on the board first.
The Nittany Lions 1-0 here in game number 1. But again, it's still very early on, just 1 minute off the clock, but a quick lead though. Penn State, good signs early for the Nittany Lions.
Indeed it is. They got to stop on defense here. Crossbar down and away. The ping from Plain on target. And Fahed steals it away. Plain right back towards the backboard. The defense being able to hold on early here for Penn State. This one up high. Kiliak needs to make a save at net. No, it's Fahed again. He hangs on for the Nittany Lions.
3:40 to go here. Penn State still holding on defensively in their offense, applying enough pressure in midfield, holding off the Boilermaker offense as of right now. But again, 1:30 off the clock so far. And even without Nitrous, the offense are performing at a very high level early.
They are indeed. Kiliak had a reset opportunity there. Was shut down by Duck Enchanted. Trying to get the offense back underway. Mafia, good 50. We are seeing the challenges working really well so far for Penn State. Enchanted looking to go middle. Duck is there. Fahed shuts him down again. Already got a couple of quick saves in the first couple minutes.
2 minutes off the clock, Jonas, and nearing that halfway point. And based off what we've seen right now, that was almost an own goal or almost just a simple goal for Penn State. A little bit of rotational miscommunications error, but they did come away unscathed in that moment. 2:45 and some change, and Penn State looking great out the gates here.
They really are, and we are seeing Purdue, they're looking a little lackluster to start, Jason. They're looking a little bit awkward at sorts, and Penn State have kind of just seemed to be setting the pace early on here in game number one. I wouldn't expect that to stay the case, but Penn State, they've been doing well on defense. These transitions looking smooth. Still a couple rotational errors that might be due to Nitrous being out tonight, but we'll have to see. Playing in the tough spot with no boost. Forehead dunk opportunity. Misses off the crossbar. Purdue hang on. Killix fires wide. The Boilermakers setting back up on offense.
2-minute warning in game one. Mafia and Penn State still leading by 1 here, Jonas. And these last 2 minutes are Purdue pivotal, and a moment down by 1, trying to find that first goal of the postseason in CCS Season 5.
I mean, it's pretty crazy to think that we haven't seen anything yet from Purdue. I mean, over 3 minutes gone, still have yet to find the back of the Penn State net. We've seen 5 shots so far. 3 have been saved by Fahed alone. Now Enchanted, big clear. Killiax is there to cut it off early. Very clean rotations out of Penn State. They're staying present. This one into the crossbar. No one there for a follow-up. Duck fires far post side. Into the post again. Purdue can't break through.
Minute 30 to go. Killiax wide left here. Purdue still encapsulating on an opportunity. Mafia clears this one wide. 1:15 to play. Penn State back over a first defender. The possession right back towards Purdue. Just north of a minute to go.
Playing through the corner. Another takeaway by Fahed. Killiax has a dribble, taking advantage of that space. 15 to the sidewall. Enchanted finds a touch back out to Plain. Penn State just looking to strip away these passing plays, try and intercept before that offensive attack really develops. Killiax another nice takeaway off the backboard. Enchanted, one touch, Plain up to it. 2 go from the Nittany Lions. Clear is made. Shot from Killiax will be saved, but Purdue starting to run out of time here, Nation.
36 to go. Behind left, he's got nothing. Killiax, last back flip, reset, fake, duck fakes, over the last defender. Duck, my goodness.
And that is technically a double reset. You can see it just slightly. He gets the first and then got it another one just in time. It was a really awkward setup, but regardless, he put it top right.
That's a big shot there, and big-time players make big-time plays, Jonas. 30 seconds to go. Duck keeps Purdue alive a little bit longer.
Now, pre-flip into the backboard. A big miss from Mafia. Plain wasn't close enough a second to take advantage. Had a bit too much respect for the Penn State defense. They're playing a good 50. Mafia will have to clear out. Duck looking for Enchanted, finding him towards the sidewall. Goes back middle. Duck is low boost. It'll be outsped by Fahed. Plain up high. Final 4 seconds. Looking to get the job done before overtime. Mafia will drop it. Game 1 OT.
Overtime into game 1 to start out postseason play. We'll need some extra time to decide a game 1 winner. Purdue, that should be goal. It's not off the bar and out of harm's way. Penn State unscathed.
We have seen and heard a lot of pings so far
on the blue net.
That Penn State net. I believe that's been about 5, if I'm not mistaken. Purdue, I mean, it's just narrow margins, but the Nittany Lions have been able to hang on, maybe gets a couple lucky breaks on the defensive side, but here in OT, they can't rely on that kind of luck because Purdue, they're going to be looking to get right back into rotation. Mafia, good takeaway here. Duck taking his time, full setup. We saw what he did. We had lots of time the first time around. Goes up high, runs out of control. It's cleared away.
Plain almost over the first defender there. Penn State will hold off the first couple looks that Purdue was able to create in overtime here. Duck, one more chance, is taken wide by Mafia in the first minute off the clock and still even at 1.
Mafia trying to escape Enchanted. Their low boost, just trying to hunt down anything he can. Gets it through the midfield. Plain half flip, immediately finds a stop. Fahed there, shut down by Plain again. Could be a big development for Purdue. Plain goes across. Mafia there in time, dropping down middle. Enchanted just lobs it into the backboard. Both teams just seem to be booming the ball away. Neither wants to take too much risk on controlling it.
31 to go, almost in there. Killiax, a huge save. Will keep Penn State alive a little bit longer here. Duck back to midfield, flip reset for Duck, gets back to it. Is broken up by Fahed though, and Jonas, this Penn State defense came to play tonight.
I mean, they have indeed. Again, we've seen them get some nice breaks with the post, but that save from Killiax was huge, especially after it was just dotted by Enchanted. That shot was falling in, and it holds off now. 2 minutes gone in this overtime. We've seen both teams have some looks. We've seen Purdue just get a little bit closer. Penn State, they've been able to battle all the way. We'll see how long this overtime lasts.
2:13 right now. And I think the longest we saw this season was that 6+ minute overtime just last week. I think it was, right?
I would think so, at least in terms of what we have streamed. I would think that is definitely the longest we've seen so far. But I mean, this one might be on pace for something similar.
This defense is playing really, really well. So, again, I think it's definitely up there for consideration to maybe think that this is a game that could go longer than that 6-minute overtime we saw between Arizona and Iowa State just the other night. No drop down, no good there. 2:45 to go. Play continues 3 minutes in.
And I gotta say, Nation, Duck's mechanics are looking really good here in game number one. I mean, every time we've seen him with a little bit of control up in the air, he seems to be such a massive threat. In Penn State, I think they've realized that as well. Plain shot stopped by Mafia in time. He will immediately turn right back through it in the midfield, gets into the corner. Mafia clear out. Fahed lurking downfield. He was stealing boost, now turns to shoot. Will be cut off by Enchanted, who sends it right back through the midfield line. 3 minutes gone. Kiliak's a tap around his teammate Duck going middle, but there's no one there.
3:25 to go play. Taking his time, double attempt is gold.
Yep.
Playing 2-1. The Boilermakers win game one.
And a disco to end out game number one. I mean, great job from Plain here, taking full advantage of the space he was given. Knew that his opponents were low boost, knew they were awkward in net, took the open opportunity on the backboard, puts it top right for the W.
And yes, no nitrous tonight for the Nittany Lions. Purdue 2-1 the final in game one.
Fahed really seeming to step up for Penn State. Got the 1 goal for the Nittany Lions and had 5 saves of his own. I mean, Purdue stacked up 15 shots through regulation and overtime. We saw Penn State, they had 8, but Purdue, they were just able to get a lot of that pressure going late in regulation and in that overtime. Penn State, they were able to hang on, got some lucky post hits, but ultimately it was Boilermakers all the way.
Yeah, Fahed is a starter, but lately we've been seeing a lot of Mafia, Kiliak, and Nitrous. But tonight, no Nitrous. Fahed, a normal starter, back in the lineup for the Nittany Lions.
Yeah, and I mean, it's seeming to be a good decision at this point. Obviously, a game 1 loss, but Fahed's looking really solid so far. But Purdue, their offense still ever so lethal. Plain takes it sky high and dots Enchanted straight down in the midfield. There's just nothing you can do with low boost there.
Not at all. I mean, 13 seconds into this thing, a chance, and Purdue took it. They got themselves an opportunity, found that leading score. Again, still 4:40 left, almost a second there, and Enchanted almost a huge goal to make it a 2-goal game.
And that was a 3v1 that was a missed opportunity by the Nittany Lions. Duck was able to sweep it away immediately. Enchanted, high velocity, side wall, double Plain fall, misses the post again. I mean, the ironwork is coming huge so far for Penn State. Unfortunately, still trailing in this game, maybe by 2. Duck, backboard where he can't get to it, tries to get over to Enchanted, can't cut it off in time. The Boilermakers just seeming to have a field day on offense.
4:05 to go, Point. 1-on-3 goes over the first. Left with Fahed, finds a 50, still able to play this ball in front of the box. The first minute gone, Enchanted a whiff. Now Penn State will take over.
Immediately, it's lost right back to Duck. He pops it up for Plain, trying to go up high into the backboard. Kiliak's there, waiting patiently, snaps the clear out. Duck there for the turnaround again, gets it middle to Enchanted, forces 2 to go. Mafia and Fahed both find the clear away, and Plain will just take it right back the other way. Penn State have been really struggling with possession, and Duck, we talked about his offense. We've been talking about how lethal he's looking, and what a slot from the midfield to make it 2-0.
Yeah, Duck got involved heavily in game 1. He finds his footing earlier in game 2 rather than overtime. 3:34 to go. The Boilermakers, a 4-0 run.
Already off the kickoff, possession going right back to Purdue. Penn State I think they just need to stop the bleeding right here, Nation. We've seen their defense. It looked great in game number 1, but I think the unceasing pressure that we've seen as Plain will add on a third. And what a beauty it is from one side of the field to another. Touch over Mafia, flip reset into the dunk. Plain takes flight.
That was a beautiful goal. 3-0, a 5-0 Boilermaker run. And hand Jonas into the spin all Purdue since that end of point of regulation.
It really has. And I mean, Penn State, they just need to get something going. Duck off the backboard. Enchanted fall, saved by Kiliak. Still seeing those good defensive looks, but ultimately, we need to see Penn State get on offense, Nation. They have 0 shots logged in these first 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, again, it just hasn't looked great for Penn State since that opening minute. Almost another one there. Kiliak left alive. We'll find the save. Duck to Plain. Snap shot. Good. 4-0.
And they are just unrelenting at this point, playing 100% goal participation. Duck with a dime piece middle, and Penn State, it seems like they've just slowed down a little bit. They're having a lot of trouble reading these passing plays from Purdue, and Purdue, they're just getting full reign of the field.
It has just been all Purdue.
No.
A kickoff, 5-0, a 7-0 Boilermaker run.
And Plain's already got a hat trick, not even halfway through this game. And, you know, 5-0 before halftime, and here in the postseason play in the Big Ten Conference Tournament, that is not an easy thing to do. But Purdue, their offense showing indeed why they are one of the best in CCS.
They're not even halfway through the game yet, Jonas. They're on pace for 10.
We are at this point. I wouldn't expect them to get to that point. I would expect Penn State to slow them down a little more, or at least the Boilermakers to get a little bit tired. But at this point, yeah, they are on pace for 10. Penn State, I mean, it's been a struggle. Defensively, we saw them look good in game 1, game 2. That has really changed. His Duck pre-flip. He'll turn in another for himself. It's 6-0.
And now at this point, Purdue, they're up 6-0. They can either be content with this or think, okay, guys, we have 2 minutes, 19 seconds left. Double digits is possible here.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect them to be hunting for 10. I mean, if you don't slow down at 5, I don't think you're going to slow down at all. And it'll be interesting to see. I think, you know, this game, it's already felt over, Nation. I think it's been over for a minute already. Enchanted corner read attempt off the reset. Couldn't quite make contact, but I'd be interested to see what Penn State, what their mentality is going to look like going into game number 3.
Yeah, and Purdue historically isn't a team that really lets off the gas after they're up big on these, so we both know they're going to continue this offensive prowess. Duck flip reset, no good. A minute 48 to go. If Purdue wants 10, they need to score here soon.
Yeah, I think they might just fall short of that margin. Shot here, just missing. Fall from Fahed, 50 by Duck, even with no boost, still finding the save. Fahed trying to get over Enchanted, can't do so. We'll just stay present, trying to get at least one for the Nittany Lions here in game number 2, and they've done well stalling out Purdue's offense, but unfortunately allowing 6 so early, there's not much else you can do.
Yeah, you give up 5 in the first half, and at that point, you can't really expect to have a chance to come back against a very talented Purdue team that's been very good defensively for majority of the season. Hence, they are undefeated in conference play. I mean, they're tough out, and they beat Arizona State in the non-conference, and unfortunately did have those 2 forfeits in the Epic Invitational. But again, in their non-conference matches they really played, I think they won both of them.
Yeah, I think if they didn't forfeit in the Night Lights Invitational hosted by Mr. Bevek, I think they definitely could be, you know, a perfectly undefeated team overall right now. I could very much expect it. And they are playing like Enchanted was lining up that double, was cut short. Kiliak, a big shot here. Duck picks up another save, his second of the game. And even though they're up by 6, not letting Penn State have a moment of ground.
20 seconds to go. That one just wide off the post. Rebound. Also crossbar and no good. Purdue still unscathed. 6-0. Enchanted flip reset gets back to it. It's no good. Almost found contact after the touch. And this game will come to a close. Drone is 6-0. Should be the final.
Yeah, and it's been over for the last 3 minutes, I think, Nation. Penn State, they've been doing well, not giving up. They've still put a lot of pressure. They were able to after giving up 6, they held for the final 2 minutes and didn't give up any. But going into game number 3, it's all Purdue right here, right now. And Penn State, I don't know what they're going to be able to do to try and respond.
I mean, at this point, what do you do? I mean, do you go harass Nigers and see if he's around?
I wouldn't expect it. I think we're going to see all 3 of these players get ready. I think they just need to play quicker, Nation. They cannot be afraid of Purdue. They cannot give them that open space. Even if you don't have boost, even if you're out of position, doesn't matter. You got to go, because the Boilermakers, they're on track for a 3-0 sweep. They want to advance the Big Ten Conference semifinals without a doubt. And as of right now, they're just 1 game away.
1 win away, Purdue can survive and advance with 1 more win, and that's been the story for Penn State. It's saved, no good. Fahad finds it.
I don't know how Kiliak missed this shot initially, considering it was about 2 feet away from the goal line, but we'll definitely give some props to Fahad there for crashing the net and being there, but that was almost a tragic start to the game for Penn State.
Yeah, I just feel like it's been the story of the night for Penn State, with so many close chances, but nothing really finding its way through the uprights. But now at this point, the series, Jonas, you need 15 perfect minutes, and it starts here with a goal early on in Game 3.
Yeah, it does indeed. I still have some faith in Penn State. I still think they can try and respond, at least getting a game. I think they're definitely capable of it, but a lot needs to go right, and they need to figure a lot of things out for themselves.
4:20 to go. Mafia back towards Enchanted. We'll take that one wide. And Purdue, I mean, again, they had pretty solid the first 10 minutes, but now in Game 3, I mean, you don't let off the gas by any measure. You did just kind of put belt to butt there a little bit on Penn State, being 6-0, but again, you can't lay off. You got to keep pressing if you're Purdue in a series like this, trying to put your opponent away.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a minute now, and they haven't been able to break through at Penn State. They've been able to defend this early lead, and it shows that the Nittany Lions, they're gritty, and they still have a chance to at least take a game, maybe a second. Purdue can't let up. A Mafia way out of position here. He will get back, but he gets dunked on the goal line by Duck, and I don't know what happened here. He just turned away.
Yeah, Duck got a dunk. I mean, Mafia put it off the crossbar, but Duck read it perfectly. 3:39 to go. Penn State's lead gone. Plenty of time remaining.
And an unfortunate defensive lapse there to let your lead go by. Enchanted looking to get the lead back for the Boilermakers. Flip, reset, dunk opportunity. Mafia will play it away cleanly. Duck finding plain middle shot off the upper 90 and away. Another crossbar ding. I think we've seen upwards of 10 now for Purdue, but they've still been able to score unrelenting.
Yeah, Penn State had 2 back-to-back about 2 minutes ago to kick things off here in game number 3. Is now Enchanted flip reset. 2 flip resets. Back to the corner here, no good. Fahad will cover it. Almost a beautiful mechanical goal opportunity there, though, for Enchanted, showing off his mechanics.
Yeah, he was given a lot of space, and he wanted to take full advantage. Got the 2. He was hoping for that 3rd, just missed it. Ended up getting a little bit closer to just a double reset in the upper 90, but it went further into the corner than he expected. And nice break for Penn State there. But again, we need to see them keep the pace up here, and they don't want to let Purdue have too much comfortability in this spot.
2:35 to go. Kiliak's off the ceiling. No good. Enchanted off the clear for the Boilermaker defense. Halftime in game 3. Jonas Stotts, 12.5 minutes in.
I mean, Purdue, we mentioned them as the favorites. We mentioned them as the front runners, but they cannot get content. We knew Penn State might have a crazy upset opportunity. They struggled in the first couple games, but you can see why. Purdue get too ahead of themselves. Penn State are good enough that they're going to be able to respond and take advantage of those little mistakes.
I 100% agree. As 2:20 is remaining on the clock in regulation, and Penn State again had a lead a majority of game 1, but did kind of sell it short at the end of regulation when Duck came alive for the Boilermaker offense. So you can't get content with a 1-goal lead. Now Duck in an ISO situation, flicks it, no good. Fahad will find the save.
We've seen him have some great saves regardless. Now Kiliak's off the backboard, picks up another. Plain beat through the midfield. Kiliax gets past another. It's just Enchanted back. Kiliax bumps him out. Plain smothered in the corner. Still finds a good 50 with no boost. Mafia goes far side. Duck able to stall it out into the center. Kiliax there for a late shot. He goes under the final defender, and Penn State are up 3-1.
2-goal lead, 140. And Jonas, I don't want to put it out there quite yet, but Nebraska has had these Purdue has had these kinds of leads before. We could see Nebraska 2.0 here.
we definitely could. I mean, that was one of those legendary reverse sweeps I think we have seen in CCS, and Purdue was the team to give it up. Penn State could be looking to do the same. We haven't seen that kind of momentum and the kind of fire that we really saw in Nebraska, but it's always potential for one.
Yeah, and again, he kind of translates to Nitrous, and Nitrous isn't here tonight. In terms of offensive efficiency for Penn State, almost a fourth there. 1:08 to go. Purdue need 2 in the last stretch. Make that 3.
And Enchanted just diming up Kiliax Harris. He's going to pick up a hat trick in this game. Fahad made a touch middle. Enchanted just kind of gave it right to him. 4-1. Go the Nittany Lions and Purdue. I mean, they've been struggling this game. I think this game, 1 minute left, might just be all said and done, barring an incredible comeback from Purdue. I think what we're going to have to look for, what happens in game 4? Are Penn State going to be able to kind of keep this up, or are Purdue going to be able to lock right back in?
Well, Purdue scored 5 goals in 1 minute and 20 seconds last game. So you can't quite count out the comeback yet, but 53 seconds down by 4, Penn State might have found their footing here.
Yeah, it looks like they have, and they've been able to take advantage of a lot of space. And we've just seen a couple mistouches out of Purdue ultimately, and Penn State have been there every time to punish the Boilermakers. Now with 45 seconds, it does look like this one is just kind of in that victory lap for Penn State. But going into game 4, that's going to be the real question mark. Are Purdue going to be able to really get right back into their rhythm, or is Penn State just going to be able to keep riding this wave of momentum here in game 3?
What a way for Penn State to respond after getting smoked in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. It shows a high-level team to be able to, you get destroyed like that in a game, and immediately you turn around, shake it off, and do the exact same thing to your opponents.
20 seconds to go, 6-1. Current score in about 15 minutes. 2-seed Michigan State will kick off with 7-seed Rutgers after the conclusion of this one.
Yeah, that'll be another fun one to see, and another potential for an upset, as we are still seeing this one on the horizon. Could still happen. The reverse sweep hopes are going to be alive for Penn State as time will finally tick down. The Nittany Lions stay alive in the Big Ten Conference Tournament.
Penn State will see themselves a game 4. Purdue, don't get content. You got to find a way to battle back.
Looks like we are going to see quick car change from Enchanted, but Kiliax, I mean, look at that. Went 4 for 4, assisted one of the other 2 goals, and had 3 saves. Fahad being that main playmaker, having a goal and 4 assists himself. I mean, the offensive output from those 2 players is absolutely spectacular.
Penn State 6-1 the final. They've taken turns killing each other in these games, and now game 4, hopefully it's a little bit closer than the last 10 minutes that we've been watching.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, we've seen 2 blowout games now, 1 for each team. Going into game 4, I mean, who knows what could happen at this point?
Well, Purdue, again, 1 win away from advancing to the Big Ten semifinals. Oh, Penn State saying, wait a second, is this Nitrous inbound?
That would be the craziest turn of events. If they finally get 1 game and Nitrous immediately joins in. I wouldn't expect that to be the case. I think maybe just kind of getting things set up in terms of someone, maybe you using the bathroom, maybe getting a preset
check and see if he's online. Nitrous is online.
No, he's in!
Oh my!
He's in!
Nitrous is here?
Wait! They won a game and immediately Fahad is out. Nitrous is in. Penn State are here to play.
Penn State have used their one of the 2 substitutions. Nitrous on the floor for the Nittany Lions.
What a turn of events! Oh my goodness!
I called it.
I don't know if that was agreed upon by Nitrous. He just told his team, "Yeah, you guys get one game. I'll hop in," or if he was just busy, maybe. But either way, Enchanted with an incredible angle duck taps it in. Purdue, they don't care.
22 seconds in Purdue. They kind of get battled through that momentum with Nitrous having been on the floor now. You make your statement early, but you still have to fend off 4.5 minutes.
What I'm interested to see here is, usually you would expect Nitrous to join, after game number 2. You go down 0-2 in the series. You think you need a change of momentum, get Nitrous in, but it's after they get one game win, which makes it very interesting. Again, that makes me think it might have just been timing. Maybe he wasn't available for the first few games. Now he's, back home, back online. But I mean, this completely changes things here. We'll see if Penn State are going to be able to use this to their advantage. We might see a couple more slip-ups. Purdue, I mean, obviously still looking very solid offensively. We're able to turn one in early. We'll see if that stays the case.
Essentially becomes a best of 3 with a 1-0 disadvantage for Nitrous and company here. But 3:50 to go. Did Nitrous come back too late here?
I'm also wondering, maybe he came back too early, Nation. I mean, after getting one game, maybe things are starting to really click for Mafia, KillX, and Fahad, and now maybe that'll make things a little bit tougher.
Oh, I mean, again, it is allowed that you can sub between games. Enchanted finds a second.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to have the opportunity to get another switch in, as Mafia put it off the ceiling, and Nitrous immediately joining in and just getting bullied by the Boilermakers. They go up 2-0 as soon as he's in the lobby.
3:27 to go. Penn State trailing 2, and not a great start for the Nittany Lions with Nitrous back.
Yeah, it really is not. We need to see this entire trio lock in now, and it'll be really intriguing to see if they're going to be able to really turn things around on offense. We did see them put up 6 last game. We'll see if that kind of output stays the case. They've gone scoreless in 2 minutes. Nitrous, a chip towards the back wall. Enchanted there with a low boost, trying to set it down. Enchanted still finds a touch. KillX is there, goes middle towards Mafia Plane, able to intercept and time Nitrous through the midfield. Takes a turn, 50s 1. Trying to get it middle, but Plane already on him. KillX goes right by. It's a 2v1 high flick from Plane. Duck looking to set it down. He'll get the phantom touch, and he'll get the steal.
And Purdue 3-0 at the half, Jonas. And this just feels like a similar occurrence like game 2, where Purdue just took over and Penn State has had no answer.
Yeah, they really haven't. Nitrous has the only 2 shots right now for Penn State, and we're about halfway through. No other shots have been logged. And I do feel the need to mention that Duck is currently 2 for 0. Just because of those last 2 goals that he scored. Enchanted slotted one basically in the upper 90. He tapped it in, and then he got a phantom touch there to steal a goal. Yeah, he's 2 for 0 right now.
That's crazy, but again, play continues. It's just like to me watching Penn State play with Sander, aka Nitrous, for those of you that don't know that Sander is Nitrous back home. But again, it just feels like with what Penn State's been doing, why make a change at this point in the series? You just put belt to Purdue and you make a change, and things have looked south ever since.
Yeah, I do have to agree. I think that's why I was most shocked with the change. Obviously, we've talked about the individual prowess that Nitrous brings, that he's been able to, really bring this Penn State roster to new heights, but they just got the win with Fahad. That trio was working, and now Nitrous will cut the lead in half here for the Nittany Lions, was finally given some space to work, and he took full advantage, but Penn State still down by 2. We'll see if that change ends up haunting them a little.
Minute 48 to a lot of clock, and it's plenty of time now for Penn State. You get that lead back down from 3-2. It's much more favorable with this amount of time remaining. Now maybe you get a chance here off the kickoff. Duck is there first. We'll put Penn State away for now, but the defense still has to beat the press. Sander, almost a big play there.
And a miss from Plane. That was an open net, but no one from Penn State, expecting it now. Enchanted catches the entire team out. He does miss wide. It will be turned away by the Nittany Lions. Nitrous a touch through the midfield plane. Last left, Mafia accelerates into the back wall. Plane shuts down Nitrous again. 80 seconds left here in regulation. Penn State, their offense really needs to speed up.
1:15 to go, Mafia. Back to midfield. Flip reset over one. Has help in front. Sander almost there first to a challenge. Purdue still holding on quite nicely to a 2-goal advantage. But again, Jordan, it's 1 minute to go. Penn State going to get a little bit more risky down this final stretch.
Yeah, they definitely do. We need to see some things change. We need to see them really kicking into a higher gear right now. Purdue, they just seem to be playing a bit of keep away at this point. Kiliak's off the sidewall. This one dropping middle. Nitrous is there. Plane is there. First big clear out. Mafia needs a double here. He finds it. Nitrous ends up popping it straight up to Enchanted. He gets past Mafia. Kiliak lobs it up. Nitrous is there. It's going to be a tough angle to work with. Couldn't make contact. Looking for a bump on Duck. Won't connect. The clear is made, and the Boilermakers just keeping Penn State at bay.
They got to score. They got to get this thing within one and leave as much time on the clock as they can. It doesn't come there. Duck towards the corner, and this game might be over with one more Purdue clear.
Yeah, it 100% is. There's a big 50 from Enchanted. That'll mark the end of it. Penn State, they are eliminated from the Big Ten Conference Tournament. The 1 seed prevails, and Purdue will move on to the Big Ten semifinals.
We're going to wait the winner of UCLA Maryland later tonight, and that'll do it here for Purdue versus Penn State. Now the Nittany Lions' fate will lie solely in the hands of the selection committee.
Yeah, we'll see if they're able to move on regardless. I mean, we know this team has a lot of potential. We'll see if they're going to be able to bring it. We'll see if they get selected. Won't get, an AQ now. Purdue, they're still in the hunt for it. I mean, regardless, I think Purdue have done enough to lock themselves in. But it's a solid win for the Boilermakers over the Nittany Lions. Again, as you mentioned, they will advance quite cleanly. And we got to get into our next match, Nation.
And we're going to go to fast break. When we come back, Michigan State takes on Rutgers after the break.